Anyway, hey everybody, welcome back to the Derailed.et eSports Dota 2 Weekly. This is week 4 of this competition. I am Besio, and I'm excited to be here and bringing you guys this game. And this is going to be a match between Team Besio, or as you can see their name is Pluszo Missy eSports. And they're going to be up against Team Derailed, who are over on the Radiant side. This is one of our best of one semifinals, so the winner will advance to play in the best of 3 grand finals for the grand prize of 5 TT eSports Ferris M gaming mouse pads. So big thanks to TT eSports for putting up those prizes, and big thank you to Adroit for organizing the tournament. And hopefully I won't have any disconnects this game. If I do, it'll be for pretty much 30 seconds tops, and I should be back very quickly. I'm going to have to contact my ISP again. But anyway, we've had some drafting going on in front of us. We're going to have a Batrider and a Magnus ban out by Team Besio, and we're going to have Nyx, Lifestealer, and Rubik picked up by Derailed, CK, and Wisp now in the hands of Besio. So Lifestealer, as always, a really nice pickup to have. Prevent those relocate ganks from connecting successfully on your carry, and Nyx and Rubik, both fantastic support. So interesting to see what heroes make it through. Most interestingly to me, in fact, the Magnus and the Darkseer bans, letting the Nyx and the Wisp make it into this game. So we shall see how this all works out. CK Wisp, again, as always, fairly vulnerable to being offensively trialing against, but Bane's going to be the pickup here. Well, they're listed as Team Besio on the brackets. I think I'll stick with that name, though obviously the namesake is Besio 430, who is doing their drafting. So yeah, nobody get confused. And hello, Eslor in chat. Cool. Anyway, back to the game. So what are we looking for right now for both teams? Derailed pretty much had the 2 supports lined up, though they could bump the Nyx up towards mid. And it's pretty much just the tri-lane for each side already locked in. I mean, we could see a bit of CK Wisp duo mid if the situation allows it, but they are on the dire side, so it's a lot less likely to happen. And Nature's Prophet going to be banned out here and by Derailed. So trying to move some options that could potentially slow down their offensive tri-lane if they're looking to go against the CK Wisp Bane, which they could very well do with their setup right now. And I'm constantly on the lookout, worried that my internet is going to crash out again. So hopefully it doesn't, guys. Again, fingers crossed. I hate to go out like this. For anyone who doesn't know, this is my last week with Adroits. They've gotten the go-ahead to continue with their Dota 2 weeklies. There will not be a weekly next week, but there will be one on the 10th. So I hope you guys are all looking out for that. There will be a change of format as well announced, so I hope you guys stay tuned. Unfortunately, I have university starting again tomorrow, so this is pretty much my last late night casting Dota for Adroits, and then I'm back to the old grindstone. So it's been great to have you guys, and we've still got at least 3 more games ahead of us this evening. So hopefully stick around, and we've got some exciting Dota coming up. As far as bans go, we're gonna have a Brewmaster and a Brood Mother banned out by Derailed. So just removing a couple of sort of solos from the pool right now. We've got Clinks, Longered, and Silencer removed by Team Besio. So suspecting that Derailed are going to be going for that offensive tri-lane with a solo safe lane, so removing both the Lone Druid and the Clinks. Gyrocopter going to be picked up here by Derailed. Could potentially be in their tri-lane, could potentially be on mid, could potentially be one of their could potentially be their safe lane solo as well if they're going to be running an offensive tri-lane. So there's plenty of options right now for Derailed, and interested to see how they're going to choose to run their lanes. And right now, Besio just looking for a couple of solos. Puck is still in the pool, as is the Queen of Pain, so they've still got plenty of options there. It would be nice to see a little bit of team fight come out from their from their solos as well. So the Puck perhaps worth a second mention in that regard, though Queen of Pain does obviously bring a lot of AoE team fight damage. So we shall see as we move forward. Other solos worth mentioning, I mean, one of the solos is probably going to be matched up against the Gyrocopter. Queen of Pain, not bad in that situation. Can't really go aggressive on the Gyro, but does have some good harassment and slightly better rune control as well if it's going to be on the mid lane. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see something like that. Queen of Pain, obviously, as well, very synergistic when you've got CK Wisp relocate ganks running, since you can just sort of have the Quap sit in the trees, wait until the relocate goes, jump the Quap in. You've got 3 heroes out of nowhere and try and burst someone down. And Gyrocopter is quite susceptible to CK Wisp relocate ganks as well, so it's looking pretty good right now for Besio, so long as they can get those levels up on the Wisp and get everything going. And so long as the Lifestealer doesn't get too out of hand. And Bounty Hunter is going to be picked up, so another nice hero as far as setting up those relocate ganks go, since you can always just sort of have the Bounty waiting off on the side, waiting right on top of a hero, bring the relocate in, get some nice track gold going, and hopefully that'll be working out well for Besio in this game. It does, well, with the Bounty Hunter pickup, we'll see how it works out for them. He's actually pretty good in a 1v1 solo situation, just throwing down harassment with the Janata, able to force people out of lane quite easily, so not too bad if it is going to be a solo versus solo on the bottom lane, and Puck actually going to be taken here by Derailed. So very intrigued to see how these lanes are going to be run. Looks like they may have locked themselves into an offensive tri-lane unless it's going to be a solo off-lane Puck, which isn't necessarily a great setup, so probably going to be Gyrocopter and Puck taking the two solos, and then Nyx, Lifestealer, and Rubik potentially forming a tri-lane. Gyrocopter could be the could be the support instead of the Nyx. There is an option there, so a little bit of a switch up possible, but Sven is going to be the last lock-in for Besio. Okay, so it looks like it's potentially a duo mid between the CK and Wisp. Bounty Hunter on the off lane, and then Bane Sven going to be our remaining safe lane, I believe. We'll have to see in just a little bit how Team Besio run these lanes, but definitely intriguing to see. And we are going to be able to get underway with this game in just a second. So, welcome back, everybody. Over on the side of Team Besio, we've got the team's namesake, Besio 430, playing the Chaos Knight. They are playing under a different name. It's a Plus Zoni, a Plus. Okay, I'm not going to try. Sorry about this, guys. If you watch the VOD, I'll just stick with the name on the bracket. So it's going to be Besio playing the Chaos Knight. We've got M3F or MEF. Or maybe Meph playing the Wisp. Mal is going to be on the Bounty Hunter. We've got Shiro 15 playing the Bane, and that leaves Jebony 0 Havost to play the Sven. Over on the side of Derailed, we've got Yoko playing the Rubik. We've got Cider playing the Lifestealer. XKX is going to be on the Nyx Assassin. Last, with a whole bunch of A's, I think is going to be on the Puck, and Magstor is going to be on the Gyrocopter. Mal just scouting out right now. And it's going to just pop off the Shadow Walk. Looks like he's potentially just going to be soloing this top lane. So as if it were the off lane normally. So trying to dodge the offensive tri lane right now for Team Besio, and we'll see if it's going to be a successful endeavor for them. We've right now got the Nyx and the Gyrocopter up on top, but Nyx making his way down towards the bottom lane, and Yoko actually up towards the top lane right now, though we'll see how this all filters out in just a second. So looks like it is going to be the duo mid of the CK and Wisp, while our off lane for the dire side is going to be a Sven plus Bane. So a little bit interesting to see there. We'll see how it works out for them. It looks like we've got a whole bunch of lane shuffling happening right now for the Radiant, just to try and get things in position how they want. Nice block from the Puck on mid, gets the range creep out first. So going to be able to swing things back towards his high ground at least a little bit. And yeah, that was a bit of a freak out as that creep died. So anywho, we've got XKX just waiting off on the side right now on this middle lane. So Puck is definitely not alone, but the CK Wisp is a very lethal combination. And as you can see, Puck having to play very defensively right now, all the way at the extremes of its attack animation, or of its attack range. And just sitting back there. Our top matchup is going to be Bounty Hunter against Nyx, though looks like Sven now teeping up. So both teams still just constantly adjusting, try to find the matchups that they want. Though Derailed managed to secure their lineups before creep spawn, so they're a little bit ahead right now. And looks like Mal, going to be buying himself a TP and making his way down to the bottom lane. So we actually end up in the end with a fairly standard lane configuration with a defensive duo lane up on top against an off-lane Lifestealer. So not too usual there. We've got the defensive tri-lane running right now for Derailed up against the Bounty. They do, I believe, have some sentries up on Yoko, so they've got some good options as far as killing him goes. And our mid matchup is just a duo mid CK Wisp, which, while not too commonplace, is not all that surprising. We've got a bunch of wards up on the high ground as well for Team Besio, so ready to relocate ready to reality rift the puck down at a moment's notice, which is great for them. There's an illusion of safety as well for the puck when he's up on the high ground. And we've got Mal just messing around with the pulls a little bit right now. It's really nice with the Bounty Hunter on the Dire off lane, since there's so much space here in between the Radiant lane and the Radiant jungle that they can't really cover a lot of it with sentry ward. So as soon as you see those first couple of sentries go down, you just mentally note, okay, 3 minutes until I can really go back into that area and go and do something else in another part of the lane. Our 2-minute rune is going to be a double damage camped up by the Wisp, so the nice advantage of having that duo mid is that you can always just send the support off to go and camp out the runes, which means that Puck not really going to be having a great time on this mid lane. And we've got a Reality Rift going at nice phase shift, 3-second stun, but he's underneath the tower already, so Besio just going to back themselves out. And the first blood actually drawn down on bot. Couple of sentry wards thrown down in the midst of what was happening in mid. So Yoko finds that first blood. They did invest both of their sentries to find that kill, but worth it all the same. And we've now got a Flying Courier up and running for this middle lane. Puck probably going to be going for, well, maybe even a Bracer or some boots to start things out, and Wisp gets a couple of pot shots out using that double damage. On top, Nake's actually doing a pretty good job as far as this lane is concerned, still getting full experience. Wisp having a bit of a freak out there, not sure what's going on. I think you all heard that, but Derailed looking pretty good for them so far. They're sort of running duo carry, though Besio are as well, and Nake's able to make his way across and interrupt this pull a little bit, and making good use of the aggro priority as well. Trying to keep these creeps on top of him. Decider looking at Shearer right now. He knows he doesn't have a Nightmare. The stun is going to be thrown out. He's got the Rage and the open wounds ready, however, in the creeps actually a little bit in his favor. Still has a salve, but just going to back himself out with it using any mana, which is frankly a little bit interesting. Could have maybe tried to steal a bit of life off the full health Sven. But we'll be able to go across and interrupt the pull, pop his salve, and get up to fairly healthy HP. CK Wisp still hunting for this kill on middle lane, and they're both up to level 3 now as well. CK a little bit low on mana, however, so as soon as we see that full combo up, we might see him try and do something. And Mal knowing that both of the sentries were used down on bot to try and kill him, now I'm able to go and steal a whole bunch of creeps in the Radiant neutrals, so getting some good XP out of that. Next, however, almost at the level 6 on top, the duo lane not enough to force him out, so nice decision there from Derailed, and Puck actually able to go and get a little bit of rune control going. Haste rune up for him, which is frankly a fantastic rune. I think he even guessed that one, that there may have been a camp from these smoked supports down on bot, and they are heading aggressively in towards mid, maybe even going to bait the Puck out, and no problem at all. I will definitely report the results in Skype. They're trying to get them to initiate right now. The Illusory Orb flies out, but Bessie lifted straight up into the air, brought back into tower range, and immediately killed off. The Puck being so aggressive, a little bit suspicious, and looks like Bessie didn't actually want to go for that. Just trading blows, and that Puck still chasing. Illusory Orb will be dodged by the Wisp. There's the jaunt, but the kill picked up regardless. And Derailed now leading 3-0 in this matchup. So working out really well for them pretty much every lane, in fact. I mean, top lane they haven't been able to do too much about the Nakes. He's still happily farming away, and now up to level 6, and even keeping pace with the Gyrocopters, so not even being pressured whatsoever by the Sven and the Bane. And now on mid, Puck up to level 5, able to deal a little bit better with the aggression from the CK Wisp. Besio makes his way down right now. What is Wisp's level? Only level 3 at the moment, so still a long way away from having those relocate ganks going. And we've got a high ground ward down as well from the Radiant, so a nice opportunistic ward, keeping an eye on what the Wisp and the CK are doing. And if you see a fresh tether and things like that, you sort of know to back off. If Wisp summons some spirits, that's another really obvious indication that they're going to be going for something. So yeah, it looks like Wisp has picked it up a second point in tether. He has the chainstone is really nice as far as bringing the Puck down, and if he can phase shift, then he might be okay, because if he can orb and phase shift, then he's probably going to be able to get away. So the bonus tether stun duration is great, since with every single Reality Rift, every single attempt that they go for, they should be able to get at least 2 tether stuns. One towards the end of the duration, and then a refresh to get a second stun. Decider backs himself off a little bit on top. CK Crest will make his way up onto the high ground. Crest the high ground, but an immediate rage from Decider is going to be able to get him back to safety. So fine there, and a lot of wasted time for the 2 heroes from mid. So Puck now up to level 6. Gets a little bit more difficult to gank with every passing level, and Mal, however, doing a really good job, almost up to level 6 as well down on the bottom lane. So he's been stealing quite a couple of creeps, still soaking up experience, and Derailed doing their best to try and prevent this wave of experience approaching the tower. Though it looks like they're actually opting to push right now. They've got 2 ranged creeps, a siege creep coming in. Yep, they're actually going on full wipeout mode right now and trying to push into the tier 1. Force the bounty hunter back that way. So we've got 3 ranged creeps, 1 siege creep. They lift back onto Molly's in a little bit of trouble. The sentry ward goes out as well. Huge amount of damage. Just assuming that there was any degree of safety under the tower, a little bit faulty there. So we'll go down, and this tier 1 tower will quickly follow. Looks like XKX trying to draw the aggro off the ranged creeps there, but one survives, and they've still got the siege creep, so the tier 1 should be dead in just a second. And looks like Magidor attempted the last hit, but not quite able to get it in the end. And the Decider playing extremely aggressively up on top lane. Level 7 has his treads up, and at least until that Fiend's Grip is up on the Bane, kind of unconcerned about what's going on in this top lane. M3F guesses that there's going to be a fresh Observer Ward up there, but it is not the case, so a little bit of a wasted sentry for him. And down on bot, the pressure continues. Maul in trouble, but the Gyrocopter Rocket Barrage, which is actually maxed out, as you may note, a little bit too far away, and that's a big source of damage for them on this bottom lane. So without the Gyrocopter, they shouldn't really be able to kill the bounty. He's almost level 6. We've got a haste rune picked up for last, so still able to exert a little bit of rune control in this game. And Besio now up to level 6, but unfortunately the Wisp not quite level 5. We've got some pings going out up towards the top lane. The pressure still being applied down on bot. Yoko not quite level 6 just yet, so not going to be able to steal that track. And Mal just trying to do whatever he can to deter this push. There's still tons of Radiant Vision, so this CK Wisp gank should not even remotely connect, though. Are they going to try and fight this? They know exactly what the CK and the Wisp are. Can they try and cut this off? I mean, everybody's tracked up right now. It's a little bit dangerous, but look at this puck. Hasted up, waiting in the wings. They're going to go for this, but TP support is coming in. And XKX initiates, call that on top of everyone. Huge stun, huge dream call. Havost comes in as well, but in a little bit of trouble. Pops off the Warcry and the GG whelp. Well, the GG called by the Sven. Is that it? Are we done? I mean, I'm the only admin in this game, so okay, looks like we're done. Okay, 9.5 minutes in, Derailed 6-0, nice team fight, and Besio are done. That's our semi-final. Okay, that's a bit weird, but nicely played. We're gonna have the game auto-complete in about 30 seconds. So thanks everyone for tuning in. This was the semi-final of the Android